Hello and welcome to another Dragonstorm Studios video. And today we're going to draw a car in 2-point perspective. And the difference between this and what we did in the last video, which had to do with buildings, is that a lot of cars, especially nowadays, have more curves than angles to them. There was a time when cars were very boxy, but no longer. So it does require some different skills. We're going to start with the basics that we've already learned and gone over, but we're going to have to modify those rules to fit with the aesthetics of our subject. So I'm going to start with the boxy sort of shape, and this represents the chassis, the main body of the car, which we're then going to have to adjust here and there. And I've purposely put it below the horizon line simply because we tend to look down on cars, unless of course we're very short or the cars are very tall. So this is a very common sort of look that we have for vehicles. Certainly I could have put the main corner of the vehicle lower so they're higher up, or higher so they're working up at it. But I figure this is a fairly common pose. Once I've got this, I can now adjust it in a lot of different ways. So for example, I'm probably going to end up having it bulge out over here at the end. We don't really have bumpers much anymore. We just have areas that stick out a bit more. So that's one thing to consider as you're kind of working away. We also tend to get more curves here at the bottom of the car as well. Wheel wells are higher than they were when I was a kid anyways. So you tend to get fairly tall ones, and they're going to have them line up as well. So we're going to have the wheel wells up to about here, let's say. And they're going to be very circular in their shape. Now, I'm not drawing a car in particular. I'm kind of taking a generic look at vehicles in general. I'm actually going to make it a little bit longer. I think I skimped a little bit there on the height. So we want this top of the wheel well to line up with the back here. All right. And then we're going to have it come up. And where did we say that was ending? Right there. Okay. And then we're going to have the boot. We're going to have probably the lights, I suppose, over here. Let's figure out where they're going to be. You often get a grill as well. And so we'll put the lights over here on either side. And I usually end up just kind of putting a couple of circles in there to show the reflections and the bulb of the light itself of the vehicle. So you kind of go back and forth. I don't really have a prescribed way of drawing the car, so I'm going to kind of just draw as I go. The hood of the car is going to just kind of sneak itself in over here. And where's our line for the hood? Right there. It's going to also curve, so we're going to get a bit of a bulge here for where the hood is on either side. All right. Now, here's where we need to break some of our rules, some of the things we've been learning about over the course of these videos. The windshield itself is not, well, it's diagonal, which means it's not going to follow the rules that we've been going over. So we're going to actually have to angle the windshield separate. It's not going to a vanishing point. Now, the horizontal lines on our car actually are going to follow the vanishing point though. So where the windshield ends over here is going to be dictated to us by our vanishing point. So you can kind of see that already there as well. And again, I'm taking all of my lines and I'm just kind of curving them a little bit. The top, so the hood of the car, not the hood, sorry, the roof of the car will be over here. All right, so it's looking pretty good so far. We're going to have just a little, here's the part that sticks out. For the car, we'll put a D for Dragonstorm there. That's the brand, the manufacturer, Dragonstorm mobile. And when it comes to the tires, we're going to put an oval in there. But the oval is also going to line for the bottom with the vanishing point. So the tires themselves are also, oh, that's too big, going to follow the vanishing point. I made that a bit lower, so I'm going to redo that line. So my other tire over here is also going to fit within that shape. And then we're going to be able to see the thickness of the tires, and they are going to go also to the vanishing point. And just like we did with the 3D shapes in 1-point perspective, we go to the outer edge of our tire to put that in there. We'll put a very simple rim in there as well. It's just a circular shape. And the tire itself, of course, will be black. So I'm going to take a moment just to refine, just to darken the tires in and add some detail to the wheel well and the rim there. Be right back. All right, so I filled in the wheels, and that certainly did help, because as we have learned in these videos thus far, the more light and dark contrast you have, the better looking the image is. And I'm really liking how that's turning out so far. I went into the process not really intending to have it turn out to be an actual car, but it looks very, very Camaro-ish at the moment, which I suppose makes sense. It is a beautiful vehicle. At this point, I'm going to start adding some more details to the grille. I'm going to start erasing some of my guidelines on the car itself. Oh, I also adjusted, as you can see here, the windshield a little bit. I think it was a little bit too upright, so I've tilted down that angle, and I've just kind of adjusted the racing stripe sort of thing there in the middle as well. So we'll see how this turns out. I actually might just fully embrace that whole looking like a Camaro thing, although obviously, perhaps for copyright reasons, it's not actually a Camaro. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. All right, here's a zoomed in version of our sports car. Just going to add a shadow beneath it, because that makes a really big difference in giving the piece a little bit more depth. And then we're pretty much done at that point. Yep, it's one of those things where I kind of, I think, had a bit of a subliminal influence, because I wasn't sure if it was exactly what I was going for, but I like it. It turned out well. And that's the important part. The part that you're happy with the end result is an important aspect of being an artist. Just kind of like being proud of your work and acknowledging that you're getting better slowly but surely over time. So there we have it, looking pretty nice. If you have any questions about the video, please post them in the comments below. Please feel free to share, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things that we do in these videos. But that's pretty much it. That's our beautiful sports car using 2-point perspective. So have yourselves a fantastic day, and we will see you next